Hello, everybody. Welcome into Tiger Talks Wrestling. I am your host, Tony, joined as always by my Tiger Sports host, co host, and good friend, Eddie. Welcome into the show, man.
Hey, thank you so much. By the way, we will be doing a show sometime in the next 2 weeks about so far Major League Baseball and all that. I was going to talk to Tony, but we will be doing our takes and after Mother's Day, maybe we're going to be doing a show to talk about Major League Baseball season. And yes, we will be talking about how trashy the New York Mets are, um, and stuff. And we're going to talk about hockey and the NBA playoffs and all that, and what do we see coming down the line and all that. But yeah, let's just get to. I'm not going to say it's devastating news about WWE releases and all that, but let's just get to it. First of all, Tony said I can do this, and I'm going to do it. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Philanthropy. If you need to go down, it's down here in West Clay. She has some great products, and she wanted me to say thank you to us for supporting her store and stuff and all that. I told her we had 105 views on our WrestleMania prediction show, and she just wanted to say thank you. Nothing yet, but she's it's getting warmer, so hopefully people respect around go and see her stuff and to Funky Punk and all that. So right next door to her. And I told her what we're doing, and she's been busy with family things and all that. But yeah, Funky Punk and Philanthropy right down on West Clay. And we like to thank our sponsors for supporting us here at Tiger Talk Wrestling and Tiger Sports. And if you mention our show, 5% off your total purchase at both stores. So and no, I'm going to let you know as a disclaimer, we do not get paid for them. This is just friends. I mean, these are just friends that we want to help because we know how businesses here in Muskegon work, and they're very nice to me and everything else. And sooner we get a chance and we're not busy doing everything else, um, she will meet the other guys when we're not all busy doing something. So thank you to our sponsors, and you keep it classy, San Diego.
Yeah, and before we move on past that, the current QR code you can see on the screen will take you to the Funky Punk Facebook page.
Yeah.
Take that off here. And then here is a QR code to take you to the Philanthropy Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
Click on those at any point later on, hopefully when you rewatch this or now, whichever, to open up another screen. But those are our two sponsors. We thank them very much for being sponsors of Tiger Talks Wrestling and Tiger Sports.
Yes, and the reason why I say we do not get paid because we don't want YouTube thinking we're getting paid for this because we're not.
Right.
So YouTube, if you hear this, we're not getting paid. It's just a favor to friends. So no money's being exchanged. So please don't minimize us for something that we don't get paid for.
Exactly. But yeah. So I just wanted to come on here mainly today. We're going to do kind of a round table, talk about a few different things, wrestling related, maybe even some sports related, but mostly, like Eddie was saying, we do have Tiger Sports. We'll talk more sports stuff on there in a couple weeks. I'll let you know the next show I'll be doing here at the end of this show as well. But first things first, you mentioned it, and it's got to be first on the docket partially because of that. But I'm gonna bring up the entire list here. You guys won't see it because I'm bringing it up on my computer and I'm on my phone. But I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. From the most recent WWE releases, there was more people added today. However, I want to go over before that, if I can find. There it is. I found a site that has a list of all WWE superstars released so far this year. So we'll go over. I don't know if I agree with a couple of names that I seen listed there, but we'll get to. All right. So, really, if you want to go over the entire year here in WWE so far, they released first on January 4th, Brindley Reese. She was a little bit had a little bit of exposure on NXT, but mostly was on Evolve, and during her run with WWE. So a lot of people probably didn't know exactly who she was. She was kind of like I think she had a cheerleader type background, but I won't swear to it. Blonde, dirty blonde girl. I want to say she teamed up a little bit with I just drew a blank on her name. The one that's with Ren Sinclair that I shouldn't forget her name. But I did. But anyway, if you watched Evolve on Tubi, you've seen a little bit of Brindley Reese, not a lot. And on January 26th, of course, we've seen Tommaso Ciampa leave. Ava left as the general manager of NXT on the 30th of January. More recently, Road Dogg left as the producer back on March 5th. So he was one of the lead writers for SmackDown. They claim on this site as well that Jelly Roll, IShowSpeed, and Pat McAfee all were released as well, but I don't believe any of that. But now into the list of the people that got released on April 24th, and this is a long list. I want to get your opinion. I'm not going to just gloss over each one of those. If you want to say anything about the people I already mentioned, feel free. But the first person, go ahead.
Jelly Roll, he'll be back, but
yep.
He's a celebrity. He's a celebrity. Pat McAfee, who knows what he's gonna do, because they'll bring him back when he needs it, because he's the next big movie star apparently. IShowSpeed, yeah, okay, great, bye.
I'm sure he'll be back.
He'll be back eventually to have a match with Logan Paul and all that. But other than that, Ava, I knew she was leaving because, and it's not, she didn't like WWE working with our current president and all that. And that's where it hit hard. Her wrestling career, not saying she's a fourth generation and she's a part of the bloodline. It's what it is. She could do other stuff, and she is an amazing woman. I'm not worried about her, what she does, because she could work with Daddy's at a football league, doing something with him. But other than that, it was okay. Ciampa, I feel like he needed to leave, and his work in AEW, he could go back to the Psycho Killer. He's been doing good, but who knows what it's going to be, because he's around so many people. Will he get the proper time? Yes, but the problem is he might fall out of touch with that over there. So good luck to him there. He's so far doing good. Going into big profile matches, having good ones. It felt stale when he was with WWE, but that's what they do. They make you feel stale for a while, and let's see what he does in AEW. I know he's been there for a couple of months now, but let's see what he's gonna do. So you can't put him down. You just got to see what he's gonna do. So yeah, that's my opinion on the past releases, and now let's go to the ones that just happened after WrestleMania.
Yeah, so the first person on this list is Alba Fire, who, in my opinion, I enjoyed seeing her working with Chelsea Green. However, I think as going back to Kaylee Ray, I'm sure is what she's going to do, and as she should do. She was the longest reigning NXT United Kingdom Women's Champion of all time in WWE. And then to go from that to being Chelsea Green's sidekick, not really getting a whole lot of time in any of the matches that she was in. I enjoyed it when they had Piper in there, and her and Piper were kind of a tag team and had a little bit of success. but still, I think Elba is going to be better off wherever she ends up as Kaylee Ray.
Can we tell where we think they're going to go? Is that something we can say where we think they might go?
You can go ahead and say that if you want to.
Okay. I have a feeling she might go to AEW to be with her sister and Sin. I know they can't use that name because there's another group that has that. I would love to see her. Go with Isla Dawn, and maybe have a good run against that women's division is way better than we're having. You know, it's competitive. It's good. It's a little better. I mean, a little better. I'm not saying it's all thin, but
yeah,
you know, at least they're champion. At least the champions that they have now are fucking giants. You know, and
yeah.
you know, at least they try to work on it and all that. And I've been watching some of the matches. They give them more time on pay-per-views than they give them on TV, which is weird. But I would love to see her in AEW teaming up with her former team of just going after the 1,200, the 36 championships they have in AEW.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to gloss over the next two guys because I want to get into them a little bit different, a little bit later because they are bigger names. Andre Chase from NXT was also part of these releases. I personally enjoyed the Chase U segments and all that. Andre, to me, never was all that great of a wrestler in the ring, in my opinion. Other people might disagree, but it was fun seeing his teachable moments and seeing him as a teacher. Honestly, I think if he goes anywhere, he might go to the Indies. I don't know that AEW or TNA would want or have a specific position for Andre Chase. I just feel like he didn't have the exposure that those two brands would be looking for, those two companies.
You just put the nail in the coffin. He's more of a comedy act to me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he won the tag team championships,
right.
But he had a great partner who was released. I felt like WWE, Shawn went back to that because when he was by himself, garbage.
Oh yeah, it was
garbage. So yeah, I feel sorry he lost his job.
Right.
But he could always work at a Culver's.
He could. The next name to go over, Apollo Crews, who spent about a decade in WWE. Won some titles there, yes, but to be honest, if anybody's seen the work that Apollo Crews did as Yuha Nation on the Indies before WWE picked him up, what you've seen in WWE was nothing compared to what he could do, in my opinion, and what he did do in the independent circuit. I think going forward, when he goes back either to Yuha Nation or whatever he decides name to go by, if he stays in wrestling, TNA or AEW, either one of them would have a great pickup in picking him up.
Yeah,
I would love to see him in TNA.
The only moment I see, there's two things about Apollo. One, he got called up way too fast.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
He got called up way too fast. And his only big moment, and I cannot believe I'm going to say this, when he did that version of Obafemi.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He was a prince, a Nigerian, whatever that gimmick was.
Yep.
The only thing that really came out of that when he beat Big E at WrestleMania.
To win the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, that's the only thing I see. And then all the rest of it was like, he really didn't get a chance to shine because he either got injured or they changed his character 3 different times.
Right.
Or he just became a version of the Big Show.
Yeah.
You know,
It seemed that way.
you know, I feel bad that he didn't get a chance, but if I want to put him, I think Apollo has to go back to maybe where Karrion Kross is the world champion.
That MLW?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he could let him work on something from that, and then maybe he could go to TNA or, you know, AEW. Right now, I think he needs to get back to where he has lost a lot of momentum because the WWE changed his character so many times.
Right.
I feel like he needs to work on it to get back to that status. Right now, and I hate to say this about a guy, WWE really damaged him.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You
They
know,
did that with some people.
you know, and this one really they damaged him.
They did. I agree. So keep going with this list. You got Evolve wrestler Carly Bright. She was the one actually I was thinking of earlier. She was in the premiere episode of Evolve with Kendall Gray in that tag team match against Callie Armstrong and another girl that's gone already. She was also released. I could see her probably showing up like in the Knockouts division and doing decent there because she was decent in the ring. I won't say she was great, but the next person was WWE ID superstar, and he's also on, I believe, on LFG season 3 that just started. Chris Island. I haven't really seen personally that much of him yet, but I've seen a little bit of stuff on his Instagram page. I can't really say what I think of him as a wrestler, to be honest, but we'll see what happens with him.
Let's say with Chris Island, I always felt like, oh, he's copying the Hardy Boys.
Oh, that wasn't Chris Island. That's another guy that did get a release, though.
That wasn't the guy that did it. I swear that was him.
Nope, not Chris Island. That was a bring up his name here in just a second when I find it. Trill London was the one that came out dressed up like Jeff Hardy quite often.
Yeah. But yeah, there's some guys, you know, when he was on LFG, he just had trouble learning it, and you gotta learn from if you're learning from the best, man, you gotta pick it up. And I feel like he was one of the guys that were just okay, you need to work on it more, you know. But hey, you know, that's how it is, you know.
Right. Another Evolve guy. This one was kind of surprising because he spent time on NXT. He was on NXT's Level Up show quite a bit before Evolve came out. Dante Chen. He did go through a couple different character changes during his time in Evolve, but he seemed like he was somebody that I want to say they even used him for a match or two on the main roster as well. Maybe on main event, if nothing else.
Yeah, was he the guy that he wasn't that Japanese guy that wore that makeup, right?
No, he didn't wear. I don't think he ever wore makeup.
I know there was a guy that got released. He was a guy that was he was a part of the D'Angelo family.
Luca Crispino. That's Dante Chen, if you see.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
right
I never watched Evolve because I'm like, I don't want to watch something I don't understand yet.
Well, that's your problem. You're supposed to watch it so you can understand it.
Oh my God! I mean, yeah, some people I know the names. If they appear on TV, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I know who you are. What are you doing?
Right. All right. So then we got another ID prospect, Francois Prince-Lowe. Don't know anything about him. Luca Crispino that you mentioned.
Who just retired.
Yeah, I seen after they released him, he retired from wrestling, which is kind of sad. He went through a couple of character changes as well in Evolve, but
was he after he became member of the D'Angelo family, they changed his character to some like party, like a rave party character.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he just was most recently in Evolve.
why don't just leave him as as the gangster shit? Because it worked.
It did. No, I agree. Also, Malik Blade, whose former tag team partner Idris Anafi was, of course, released last year. Malik, we didn't really see ever as a singles competitor because he got injured quite a bit, to be honest. So that one wasn't too surprising. Another ID prospect, Serena Linton, Trill London. Tyreek Igwe and Tyson DuPont were the two big guys that were with Wes Lee for a little while before Wes Lee got released. They also got released.
And they were a part of that TNA invasion.
They were
last summer, and then all of a sudden just disappeared.
Yeah. Another one. This one was kind of big in my opinion. One of the biggest from the Evolve area, anyways. Tyra May Steele, who is an Olympic gold medalist. Surprising, but not too surprising, because to me, I mean, she started off on LFG. We know she won season 2 of LFG. I seen her, and honestly, I watched her on Evolve, and I watched her the little bit she did in NXT. I can understand why they released her, because I feel like she didn't improve or impress anybody. She didn't bring nothing new to the table, in my opinion. I never would have thought or compared her in any way, shape, or form to any other former Olympic gold medalist we've had in WWE.
You know,
there's nothing special about her, in my opinion.
When she won LFG, and I think I forgot who was a runner-up to her. I forgot who was a runner-up to her in that conversation. I just think Sean picked her because he saw the next Kurt Angle.
Right.
But in my opinion, when I was watching, I'm like, she is no way in hell the next Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
She is not. You won Olympic gold medals. We appreciate you, what you did for our country and all that. But she is like, and I hate to, she is like a Gable Stevens.
Yeah.
Gable
Stevenson.
Gable Stevenson should have never been in the ring with Corbin, but they did it, and his ass got booed out of the building.
Right.
And and then she did something a while back. She went to a Olympic thing and won it, and didn't tell the company she was doing it. And she said,
something about that.
She goes like, "Oh yeah, I got released." No, you were still with the company, and now you got released, so you're delayed by a couple of months.
Right.
But I never thought she was really that. Nothing about her Olympic ability. She's Olympic gold medalist, but it's different to transition over to if you don't have the it factor. I mean, when Kurt transitioned, he came up spotless.
Oh yeah.
It's just what happened if it happened to Kurt Angle? Would he be a WWE Hall of Famer now? No.
Yeah.
You got to know what you're doing, and she didn't do enough to show them. It sucks to say this, but it wasn't something, and I really thought that it should have been somebody else winning it, but they saw Olympic gold medals. WWE's like that. They see gold medalists. They think they could transfer into wrestling. Nope. Sorry, it's different. You're entertainment. Yeah. It's entertainment. It's not the other way. So, good luck to her, and hopefully she'll go back to the Olympics or do something else. Go to the Indies. Go to the Indians and work on your craft, because that's what I think it is. I think if she does that, she'll be fine.
Right. So then we get into more so the main roster, a little bit more of it. Zoe Stark was released as well, which I don't understand that one personally. I always thought Zoe was really good in the ring. Seemed like she kept improving. I do know she's out with an injury still right now, but it has gotten injured a couple times, it seems like, over the last few years. But still, Zoe was one of them. I felt like was really improving in the ring and was getting into her best form, I guess you could say, before she got this most recent injury. And I thought this really sucked that they let her go. I think she'll flourish in the AEW women's division or in the Knockouts division.
I would want to see her in TNA.
I think that's where I would prefer to see her too.
She could be with Sonya. I forgot what her real name. Dasha.
Diarrhea Ray.
Yeah, Diarrhea Ray. Is that her real name?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think it'll be perfect that she goes there and works with her former cohort and all that. I think it'll be a perfect thing because the knockout division, no offense, in TNA needs a lot of work.
It could use quite a bit of work. Yes, I agree with that.
You know.
And I think they're starting to get there. I mean, adding former core Jade, and you got Indy Hartwell in there. Spoiler alert, I did see that Ariana Grace does drop the Knockouts title. I won't say whom to, but she will lose the title here in the next couple weeks on Impact.
They
actual TNA Knockout.
Oh yeah, so it's a spoiler.
It's a spoiler, but not a full spoiler because I'm not saying who she dropped it to. If you watch Impact, you probably can figure out who. But
please hope it's not Indy Hartwell.
No, it's not Indy Hartwell. But anyway, yeah, I would love to see her in that Knockouts division boosted up a little bit more. I mean, they did just bring in Allie too, so that doesn't hurt.
I'm really happy she's back.
Me too.
Because Rosemary and now what's her name, Shay.
Shade.
Yeah, I mean that team is unstoppable. I mean, I like that pairing.
Good team, yeah, the three of them. Back to those releases, another one that was kind of offsetting in a way, surprising, was Santos Escobar, who had gotten released late last year, only to be, or rumored to had gotten released, only to show back up when he worked in AAA, and then he got injured, and now here a couple weeks after he had to have surgery, they release him from his contract. It's like, what the hell's going on here? Santos is somebody who I felt like could have been one of the biggest Mexican stars in WWE. Now, obviously, it won't be in WWE, but wherever he goes, he could be one of the top Mexican stars anywhere.
Yeah, I think, and the same thing I said about, Apollo. I think Santos Escobar could have had a little more seasoning in NXT, and all that, and El Dasmo Fantasma, or whatever. Yeah,
Legado del Fantasma.
Yeah, the orange drink thing I always called it. I'm gonna put this down, and I think he should take this with a salt. Go to CMLL.
Yeah.
Go to AEW. Go to CMLL because I think he did come from there, if I'm not correct.
Won't swear to it, but I think you're right. I think he did have a part there.
I think if he goes there, he could work with Andrade. He could work with, people that he worked with. And, no offense, I love AAA, but it's really hard to pick AAA or CMLL, but I feel like Escobar could go there and flourish and get back his career because he basically didn't fit the WWE mold. I mean, he was in the LWO, then he was in this, then he was that. Like, you threw him into like nothing. Working with Ray, I thought it would work out for him, and it was. And then all of a sudden, boom, they stop his momentum.
Yeah, which didn't help.
Yeah, but yeah, CMLL, I'm gonna say he should go there and go to AEW. I think he could work great with guys that he worked with in the past and go back under the mask.
Oh yeah, I feel like the mask probably would be a good thing for him again, but we'll see. The next Motor City Machine Guns. What the hell is WWE doing with their tag team division? I mean, we'll get more into that as we move on later in talking about the releases. But how the hell do you have the Motor City Machine Guns for a year under contract, give them one brief title reign, and then they seemingly didn't know what to do with them? This is one of the greatest tag teams of all time, in my opinion. And not just because they're from here in Michigan either. There's a reason they say that they're your favorite tag team's favorite tag team.
I'll be honest with you. I had no idea what the fuck they were thinking either.
Yeah.
It's the Guns. Their history in TNA, their brief history in AEW with the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. When that contract is up, that 90-day clause is up, or 60 days, I think.
No, it's 90.
90-day clause. Mark it down. It's going to be a bidding war for the Guns, and I have a feeling I might give the edge to AEW.
Yeah, the rumor I'm hearing is they'll probably sign with AEW, so.
Because it would be nice to see them going up against the Don Callis family, going up against the Bucks. I was a shock with that. I'm like, how can you get rid of one of the greatest tag teams in Nick Saban and
Chris Sabin.
and Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley? What the hell were you thinking?
They weren't.
Like you're stupid if don't think. Yeah, like you said, they had a couple of good matches, and then they were doing this storyline that they were going to break up, and then all of a sudden, poof, they're gone. Like,
yeah, and were they really actually going to break up? Because I heard rumors that they were going to do a faction of the Machine Guns and Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae, which I thought would have been great to get them guys, those four people, on TV.
Yeah,
it would give them something to do. Now, what's Johnny and Candice going to do? We haven't seen them since.
Really. I'm not going to say this. I'll be then. They'll be the next ones to go.
Probably. I hate to say that, but I think there's another tag team on SmackDown that's probably going to go too. We'll get into that a little bit later on. I'm going to bring up these names together. It's technically 7 names, but that were released as well. We're going to start with Zelina, Aleister Black, and then the Wyatt Six. What the fuck?
Well, nobody knows this because we know we had talked about it and all that. The reason why they got released is because TKO and their brilliant, stupid mind don't like dark characters.
That's the rumor.
Yeah. Yes. I will say this. Zelina and Aleister, yes, they're husband and wife, but their characters, Zelina always had this way to adapt. She adapt with everything, and Aleister, what rumors are going around, and I think it sucks to say this, Aleister Black could have had a better role at WrestleMania if it wasn't for Pat McAfee.
Well, TKO really, because TKO was the ones that brought in Pat McAfee.
Yeah, but it would have been nice to see him being involved in a major storyline and all that.
Yeah.
The Wyatts, damn. I mean, you got rid of one of the not the greatest, but they fell flat right on their ass because creative didn't know what to do with them, and which is sad because now there's no memory of Bray Wyatt in the company, which is sad.
Yes, I agree.
Which is sad.
So what I heard also, Aleister Blackwise, is that they felt, I don't know who exactly this was from, but they felt like he wasn't quite the same in the ring as what he used to be because he's had some back issues and can't move around quite as much as what he used to. You don't really see him jumping off the ropes like he used to and stuff like that as much. But still, Aleister Black is a really good wrestler, great wrestler in my opinion. Always loved his entrance. I always will as Aleister Black. But still, I felt like he should have gotten more than what he did in either run in WWE that he had. But to your point, talking about the Wyatts, Bully Ray said it on the Busted Open radio, and I kind of have to agree. If they were going to release the Wyatt 6, they should have released 4 of the 5. They should have kept Bo, and whether they redid his character and had him as Bo Dallas or still had him as Uncle Howdy or whatever, they still should have had him there out of respect to Bray Wyatt.
And I always felt like they could have kept Rowan.
Yeah. Rowan's a big guy, and we know how much WWE usually loves their big guys, so might not have been the most nimble, I guess, in a way, but he's still a strong guy that could work pretty well in the ring, so just crazy. And then that brings us to the last person that got released in that round of releases. Kairi Sane, the Pirate Princess herself. How the fuck do you release Kairi Sane in the middle of a storyline that had been going on for a year, if not longer? I mean, we were just getting close to the conclusion, it seemed like, of the story between Asuka, Kairi, and Io, and you just release Kairi out of the blue. I mean, that just screams TKO fucked up.
Yeah, if you go back to Monday night when Becky and Io were doing when she did the running, and the fans started to say, Kairi.
Yeah.
I never would ever think I would ever see Asuka look frustrated. She was very emotional in that thing because now they're finishing it off this so-called storyline with, guess what, dumbasses? The major character that you were fighting over is no longer with the company.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, if you wanted to release her, and I will say this in a way, and you can tell me if I'm dead wrong, have her finish out the storyline.
Yeah.
At Backlash, she basically helps, by accident, helps Io win.
On purpose.
On purpose. And then at the end of the match, Asuka misses her in the face.
Yeah.
And there you go, that we don't know when she's ever going to return because the mist got her in the eye and she has a little bit damaged.
Right.
You should have did it that way, but you did it the asshole way. But there are rumors that she wants to go back home to Japan.
Right. Yeah, I heard that rumors, but she pretty much denied those rumors in the tweet that she posted too. So
yeah, which is WWE messing up another storyline right in the middle. TKO messing up right in the middle of a storyline that should have been finished
Yeah.
Triple H thought, okay, we could finish this at Backlash, and then, she could help, EO could help her get away from Asuka. No, now it's like, okay, what do we do let's just rush it.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's
I'm gonna do too.
it's a sad day when you see WWE just has to follow what TKO say because they don't feel like it's a right thing. But damn, this is not the first time that they released somebody right in the middle of a fucking storyline, and it messed up everything.
Right. I mean, don't even. I know there's the hashtag we want Kyrie out there, and yes, I agree with that. We want Kyrie back, but this you can go back to last year, the whole R-Truth situation. Yes, on WWE Unplugged, they claim R-Truth was never fired. They just weren't going to renew his contract. Like I said, they claim. But R-Truth felt like he says that he got the phone call, he was being released. He was fired. Whether they want to tell you that he was or not, it's just bullshit, in my opinion, on that Unplugged or on whatever. But still, it just feels like that's kind of coming into play again here with Kyrie, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to lead to Kyrie being brought back like it did with Truth, because WWE wasn't going to want to do that again after they just did that with R-Truth.
Yeah.
They folded to the fans to bring R-Truth back.
This is you hate seeing people lose their job, and then some people that they shouldn't release, but yeah, it's a TKO way. They just want to make we're trying to cut costs. Like, okay, yeah, all right, whatever. So yeah, it's a little sad,
Very sad. Whatever Kyrie decides to do, whether she just decides to stay in Japan or if she decides to come back to the States, I wouldn't be surprised to see her come back to the States and probably show up in AEW at some point in time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be great to see her go somewhere, but right now, let her live her life and let her feel comfortable and all that. But man, what a way to end somebody's career and stuff like that. In an organization that people loved her. And you do this and you do this right in the middle of a storyline that makes no sense. So this is what they're doing, and this is it's to a point it gets aggravating.
Very aggravating. Yes, I agree. So that was it for those releases, that day's releases. But there was more releases announced today. They kind of were, at least these two guys got written off WWE programming last week on SmackDown by Jacob Fatu. As Tonga Loa from the MFTs has been released again. Not his first time being released by WWE. But more surprisingly, in my opinion, JC Mateo, aka Jeff Cobb, got released after almost a year in the company. That saw him not get a chance to do anything outside the MFT umbrella. And you and I'm pretty sure I can speak for you on this, have both seen a lot of Jeff Cobb's work outside of WWE. There was so much more he could have brought to the table and could have shown everybody if they would have gave him the opportunity to in the company.
Absolutely. His run and his appearances in AEW.
Yep.
As basically the higher assassin, and stuff like that. Loved it. I thought when he came to WWE, he was going to be that dominant man that he was in the other company. Nope. Right. They shoved him with Sikoa and no offense to Solo and all that other stuff. I think they should have left him alone. and let him be on himself.
I agree.
They just basically just shoved him into a group. He looked like a chunky Chucky with that mask, with that makeup on. Tony, are you there? Yeah, like I'm saying to Tony, he's on Little Froze right now. But yeah, I think JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb should have got a little more things. But as soon as his contract up, I see him going to AEW, working with him, and then yeah, Tama Tonga. Oh my God.
I'm still here. Sorry, I was just trying to get a message out to John real quick.
No, I got it. Tama Tonga, I feel like he should go. Where would you put him? Maybe go back.
Tongaloa?
Yeah, Tongaloa. Maybe go back to Japan or work in AEW.
So, I think he'd be better off in Japan. To be honest with you, I mean, he was Camacho, as we know, back in the day in WWE, and I was never really impressed by him as that character. And again, coming back as Tongaloa, I still was never really impressed with this character. I feel like you mentioned Tama Tonga. I feel like Tongaloa was kind of the anchor, so as to speak, of that team. Many people might disagree. I don't want to get under the skin of the Gorillas of Destiny's fans, but Tama Tonga was the superior one of the two, in my opinion, out of that. And I'm not surprised Tama Tonga is still around, and I think they've got big plans for him going forward on SmackDown. But I think Japan probably will be his best bet. I don't think he would either that or go back to TNA. He did have a decent run in TNA at one point in time with he was in a faction with Drew and with LA Knight back in the day.
Yeah, it's the bloodline is the MFTs are now a little short, but
They're about to be just two.
I mean, with Tala, and it's going to be nice, but yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just yeah. The Jeff Cobb one was the one that surprised me the most. I mean, that was a little shocking.
John said he had something come up. That's why he didn't join in.
Love you, bro.
I don't know if he's been watching or not, but that kind of plays into that whole tag team point I want to bring up eventually. They've gotten rid of so many tag teams, getting rid of the Machine Guns, and then technically you could say JC Mateo and Tongaloa kind of tag team wise from the MFTs, putting Tama Tonga in there, or Tama Tonga, I mean. Some of those other teams getting rid of Ciampa. But the biggest point to make is the other departure from WWE that was announced today, in a mutual departing. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, after almost 20 years for Kofi Kingston, have decided to part ways with the WWE. Now, Eddie, you mentioned it when you and I were talking about it before we went on the air. I'll let you bring it up again. The reasoning that is being put out there for their departure.
Okay, so what I was hearing, the reason why the New Day, Kofi and Xavier, was TKO approached them to restructure their contracts because they were making 7 figures, and TKO wanted to restructure their contract, and apparently it wasn't the amount that they were offering them, so they just flat out just said no, and we want to release, and TKO's like, all right, thanks. Which is one of, let's say this. one of the stupidest goddamn moves I ever saw a company do with two guys that basically restructured a group.
Yeah.
When Kofi and E were basically in this tailspin of basically could have got released, and then they bring in Archbishop Xavier Woods with his white ass suit and all that, when they reformed them into the New Day. The New Day basically changed the way tag teams were.
Oh yeah.
I mean, who ever heard of a tag team in the New Day or any tag team get their own damn cereal? And
I know, right?
And Bootios.
Right.
They basically, before Demolition, they're the only tag team, the Hall of Famers were the only tag team to be the longest reigning tag team champions.
Yes, they broke the Demolition's reign.
They broke Demolition's record, and then the New Day got broken by
the Usos.
And all that. So now Demolition is third. You get rid of a team because of money. I mean, I know the New Day wasn't as popular after they broke up because of E. I'm going to say this, and I'm not blaming Big E for anything. I think when E went down with that broken neck, that was the end of the momentum of Kofi and Woodsy.
Oh, yeah, I'd agree.
Because after that, WWE didn't know what the hell to do with them. Yeah, They put on then. You get rid of a former world heavyweight champion. Which is one of the things I never think. Woodsy had his thing. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this, and you told me I'm dead wrong. They will be a hot commodity.
Oh, yes.
Everything. I'm seeing stuff online. MJF, the Bucks, FTR. They want them in AEW.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see him go there.
And I would love to see him in AEW, not TNA, because TNA, you're not going to get that much exposure. Again, I'm to say this. Put the New Day, well, they're not going to be called a New Day, but they're going to have to give them a new name. Austin Creed, and I think Kofi Kingston's his real name.
I don't know for sure. Don't remember.
But I would love to see the New Day go into TNA and dominate. And maybe team up with the Hurt Syndicate?
Maybe.
That one really shocked me because
yes,
when they teamed up with Grayson Waller.
Okay. Kofi is his real first name, but Kingston's not his last name.
Yeah. But I'm going to say this. I was really hoping that the New Day, that maybe would have seen Javon Evans in that group, because that would have been nice. You dump the crap out of Waller, and then you have him. Yeah, I mean, the New Day will be missed because they are one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and now they're gone, which is hopefully they don't try to get rid of E, but I don't think E's going anywhere. Who knows?
I don't think he will be, but who knows is right. Speaking of, I just seen this. I was looking up Kofi's name. Big E did react to their exit. I'm going to read this out loud as I read it. From SEScoops.com. Big E has reacted to the surprising WWE exits of his New Day stablemates Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. fans discovered earlier today that both Kofi and Woods were removed from WWE's official roster page, marking an unexpected end to their tenures with the company. I want to read all of it. I'm just trying to get to what his actual comment was. Oh, I guess it was a video that doesn't want to play. Anyway, it says Biggie addressed the situation on social media following the news breaking, posting. Oh, so it's a picture that's not wanting to load. That's okay. Posted on his Instagram page a piece of artwork by artist Jonathan Davenport, who designed the ring gear worn by the New Day and also Cody Rhodes and some others. Oh, there it is. Hold on, I gotta flip this around so you guys can see what the picture is. I can't really zoom in that well, but whoop. Right there. Yeah, turn it upside down, honey. But yeah, it's pretty much a picture of Wood and Kofi leaving, and you see the New Day outfits left behind. So,
Damn.
yeah. Even see, if you look close, the King of the Ring crown that Woods had won.
I mean, damn. I mean, that's a beautiful artwork, but man. Oh, damn.
It's crazy. I mean, yes, Big E was kind of saying, didn't have the greatest things to say on post shows or pre shows lately for Woods and Kofi, just because of the whole them kicking him out of the New Day, of course. But I can't imagine how Big E's feeling after that. Those are his brothers, if you want to be honest. The years that those three guys spent together, it's shocking. And I don't know how TKO can move on past this. I mean, how they can justify this is what I was looking for there. Because, like you said, the New Day broke Demolition's record. The New Day is one of the greatest, in my opinion. If you look throughout the years, most recently, anyways, the Usos are number one, New Day are 1B. Or you could even flip-flop it the other way around, just depending on the year that you watched them. Those two teams were two of the best teams over the last decade plus in WWE.
And the other thing that is, it's going to be alarming. It's going to be alarming. Like, where in the hell do you put, where do you put the legacy of the New Day? Because this is not the first time that they've been down and out. Now they're just out.
Right.
But if it wasn't for them three bonding together, maybe we would never have the New Day. And because they were, E and Kofi were like, man, we're stuck in this rut. And even Xavier, Austin was like that too. He's like, we're in this rut. What are we going to do? They bond together and they became one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
Yep.
And now they're... TKO couldn't just left it alone.
They should have.
They should have left it alone and just let them get paid what they want. But no, they want to cut money. How much money, without the final tally of it, how much money did they make? And I will say this, how much money did they fucking make on WrestleMania tickets and merchandise and all that? They couldn't afford to keep the New Day.
I mean, not even just that. Just look at all the money that they keep bringing in with this whole partnership with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that WWE and TKO are hurting for money, that they couldn't
Yeah.
just leave well enough alone and leave the New Day with the contracts that they had for the next 7 years.
I
Or
mean,
7-year
what's gonna,
contract they signed.
you know, if WrestleMania, because Tony Khan said, or Nick Khan, sorry, I forgot who the fuck it is anymore because they got too many wrestling.
I know, right?
What's gonna happen when WrestleMania 43 comes around next year? They're gonna make a shitload of money on that, but like they couldn't say the Kofi and Woodsy, you know. Oh yeah, we don't know. We don't know. Come on. It's if you didn't have nothing for them to do, you know, you should have thought about that because they are slowly going to be missed.
Yes.
The tenure. Now you don't have it, which is fucking the saddest moment in the world.
Right.
Oh.
You know, and off that whole semi-changing subjects, but not fully, off the whole tag team division, I mean, you've got only 2 teams left that are actual teams, really, in WWE now, and that's the Usos and the Street Profits. They still have the Viking Raiders, War Raiders, I mean, whatever you want to call them, but you hardly ever see them on TV. Priest and Truth are a thrown together team that are the tag team champions on SmackDown. Angel and Berto, I have a feeling, are on their way out of the company as well, from posts that I've been seeing from them on social media. So that's Los Garza. That's another tag team that's going to be gone soon. It's like, what the hell are we doing with the tag team division? Fraxium, who knows how long they're going to be as a tag team at this point, with the way things are going. And
how about this? We just have one single tag team title.
That's about what they need to do again because there isn't enough tag teams to justify having 2.
Yeah.
I mean, Theory and Paul are the World Tag Team Champions, but they're just a thrown together tag team really as well. So,
well, who you got to bring up? You got to clean out NXT.
Damn near have already. So
yeah,
why not clean up the tag team division too? I mean, I would love off of that. There's one tag team in NXT I would love to see on either the Raw or SmackDown roster, and that's OTM. Bronco Nima and Lucian Price.
Oh yeah,
those 2 guys remind me of a lot of Crime Time.
Yeah. Please don't bring up Hank and Tank.
Oh no, God no.
Yeah.
Those 2 never should have been NXT tag team champions, in my opinion. So.
It's a sad thing to say that we don't know what the hell is going to go on with this division. Fraxium just basically went from the hottest team in NXT to basically a jobbers.
Pretty much. I mean, it's pretty sad. I mean, a year ago, we were talking about how great the SmackDown tag team division was. Because they had DIY and the Street Profits and Fraxium and the Machine Guns. They were all vying for the tag team titles, and we ended up having that TLC match just the week after WrestleMania. The first TLC match between those teams, and between 3 of those teams anyway. And then the TLC match between 5 of them at SummerSlam last year. To look at what the SmackDown tag team division, or even the Raw tag team division's a whole different story, because that division's been shit for a long time, really. The SmackDown tag team division was the only one that was decent last year. Neither division is good now. So,
if you look at it, you just said it right on the point. If you look at it, it's only the Usos and the Vision,
and the Street Profits,
and the Street Profits. Three teams vying for 2 titles.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to put Penta and Dragon Lee together? Oh, God, I hope not.
I mean, so one other thing that they could do to kind of save the tag team division is put Penta, not with Dragon Lee, but with his brother Ray Phoenix. Have the Lucha Brothers back together.
And who hasn't did anything on SmackDown?
Right. I know Penta's the Intercontinental Champion right now, but that tag team division could use a shot in the arm from that team, Penta and Ray Phoenix, as well as bringing, like I said, bring up OTM. We need some actual tag teams. Maybe get some tag teams. Bring over the Hardy Boys. The Hardys say they want to end their career in WWE anyways. Bring them over. Maybe get some other tag teams that are well known from somewheres. Bring back the Good Brothers, if nothing else, to try and buff up this division.
You know, back in the day, my time, back in the day, the tag team division was one of the top in the WWE. You had Demolition. You had the Hart Foundation.
Yep.
You had the fabulous Rougeau brothers. You had the Rougeau brothers. You had the British Bulldogs. You had the Killer Bees. You had the Powers of Pain.
Yep.
You know, even when they put Andre and Haku.
Colossal Connection.
The Colossal Connection. The Powering Glory. The Brain Busters. The Horsemen.
The Rockers.
The Rockers. Orient Express.
Yep.
And I'm not going to say this because you think I'm a damn moron. Rhythm and Blues was better than shit.
Well, but yes.
Fucking the Bushwhackers.
Right?
You know, the Dream Team. It's like, what happened? And then you go into the 90s, you had Owen. You had Owen and the Bulldog, Owen and Yoko. The Smoking Guns.
Yep, you know, the Body Donnas.
The Body Donnas. Money Incorporated. The Steiners.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, LOD. The fucking Godwins.
Yep.
I mean, you had
the New Age Outlaws.
Outlaws, and then you go to the Headbangers, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, the Hardys. You know, and then I was saying this when you go into the other era. Fuck, you had Law Resistance, and one guy wasn't even French.
Right?
You know, somewhere down the road, the tag team division had a hiccup sometime, but damn, we had some good fucking tag teams. Now, what the hell happened?
TKO. What it seems like.
I'm sorry. I wish Vince would have never sold that motherfucking company to them. I think you muted yourself.
Yeah, I did briefly.
They just basically, the tag team division has become we'll just throw a tag team so you don't have to defend the titles like for 2 years.
Yeah, it seems that way.
It's a sad part that, you know, now we don't even know what this division's going to look now. I mean, the Viking Raiders are not doing anything and anything at all. They're in Mexico wrestling the fucking psycho circus.
Because I don't really watch much AAA, so I don't know.
I don't even either. But you know what? What's going to happen? Is WWE going to bring out some fucking AAA teams to cover the mess? You know, but you know, damn. Even Mark Henry and D'Lo Brown had more ring time than half of these guys.
Right.
I mean, Owen and the Chosen One had a good run. You know,
it's true.
You know, and I feel bad for Hunter. I feel bad for Paul and Shawn Michaels. I feel like let them do. Shawn does what he wants. Shawn don't give a fuck. He's gonna do what he
Right.
wants. The
Right.
Heartbreak Kid. But if you want a good product, let the damn butt the fuck out of creative. You don't know shit
Yeah.
about it.
Right.
Go play with your UFC bullshit.
Exactly. Leave Hunter and Shawn in charge of WWE.
Long as that they hand you a nice check at the end of the year, you're fine.
Yeah, it's crazy. We could talk about this all night, I'm sure, but I want to kind of shift gears a little bit. I will bring up one more bad thing before we go on to some good things. You mentioned it earlier, politics related when we were talking about Ava leaving. I did see the 4 new people that recruits added to the WWE next in line, or part of NXT and all that. One of the girls there, from what I read, she had her tryout back at SummerSlam, and nobody was impressed by how her tryout ended up. But she's like the niece, I think, to some politician, and
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Yeah, and that's the only reason they signed her.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Why? If she didn't impress in the ring, would you sign her just because she has connections to a Kennedy?
It's wrestling, and they're big in with Trump and stuff like that. So I don't know. Wrestling's not the same anymore, and she won't get released.
Probably not. No, she'll probably get the Tiffany Stratton push.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, please don't say Tiffany Stratton. She'll get the David Flair push.
Oh my God, that's even worse.
Yeah. But yeah. Something has to be done. I mean, how many times do you go into take something and just make it into shit?
Yeah, really.
And I will say this, and people will think I'm a fucking moron. If WWE continues with this path, they will be this generation's WCW.
No, I completely agree with you.
Because right now, while we're doing this video, right now, AEW is basically this version of the Attitude Era when WWE took over. They are starting to click. If they get the right people in there right now, I don't see WWE. I see WWE doing a Viagra on a pole match.
Oh God. I hope not, but I know what you're saying though.
I'm not trying to be rude. It's just it's getting to a point that it's like, don't you want to beat your competition?
Right.
They
don't see any competition's the only problem.
And we could talk about, and I know you want to talk about this. Talk about the new arrivals that debuted.
That's what I was going to go into next.
What are you going to do with these new guys? And one is the fiance of Io Sky.
Yeah. Evil.
So let's go to these people, and we can go from there.
So before I go into all of them that showed up on NXT, I want to go into what brought to the people getting brought to NXT and needing a whole new reset. That being, of course, the call-ups from NXT right after WrestleMania. Wow. Big, huge call-ups. Ethan Page, All Ego Ethan Page, now part of the Monday Night Raw roster, injected right into the Intercontinental Championship picture. I feel like, I mean, he won too, a match right away as well. So that tells you something. I feel like Ethan Page is probably right where he should be. honestly. It's weird that he's over on Raw, whereas you got Cody and Ricky and uh, Hobbs slash Royce Keys over on SmackDown with the history we know those four guys have from their AEW days. But I think Ethan Page will flourish in that Intercontinental Championship picture, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one that takes the title off of Penta, even though Rusev's part of that whole picture right now too. It's going to be interesting to see Ethan and Rusev how they if they work together or not, because it's looking like they're probably going to have to this next Monday on Raw. I think is what their plan is, but and hope with Javon and part of that too. We'll see. Um, who else got called up on Raw last week on the Raw After Mania? Also, Ruka, we do know, is officially part of the Raw roster as well after she debuted and lost to Liv Morgan thanks to Zarya. That to me was huge. Sol Ruka spent the last couple of years in NXT. Just seeing the reaction she got at go back to Saturday Night's main event, John Cena's final show last year. The reaction she got, and she beat one of the best women, in my opinion, on the main roster, best woman period in wrestling right now, in Bailey at Saturday Night's main event in a great match last December. Um, what is your opinion of those two? And I feel like there's at least one or two others I'm missing that showed up on Joe Hendry. Yes, yeah, I was getting him. He just didn't show up till this week.
Well, Ethan Page, all ego. Damn, his ceiling is going to be high.
I agree.
His ceiling's going to be high. I love the way he acts with the fans. Even on his YouTube channel, he could be a dick, but he's one of the nicest guys, and I see him not right now, but I do see him as winning gold with the IC title, maybe the tag team. I was just say tag team, but who the hell is you gonna team with?
No clue.
I mean, but yeah, I do see him there, and I see that he's hungry to be there. So Ruka, damn, that girl is sexy as hell, by the way.
Yes.
But her ability to adapt with every person is great. Sucks that she lost her first match to Liv. You know, it's her first official.
Yeah.
But I know she's under concussion protocol right now.
Yep. After the last women's training match.
Because of damn. She was supposed to hit both tables.
Uh-huh.
And she landed bad on that and it hit her head really hard.
Yeah, and shame on that referee, by the way, for not checking on her, just going down there and counting. The referee and the medical staff should have been over there checking on her as soon as she.
Damn, she went down. She went down on her ass hard, and I gotta say, I'm very happy that she's okay. She'll be back. Joe Hendry. I don't know. I love Joe. I think he's great.
Right.
But yeah. You could have gave it to somebody else.
So I feel like some people might give me some flack for this. I feel like Joe Hendry kind of is going to be the R-Truth of Monday Night Raw in a way. He's going to be the comedy act in a way. I hate to say that because he is a former TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He's a former NXT champion. I personally, as of right now anyways, don't see him anywhere as close to a World Heavyweight title picture. Maybe if he's lucky, an Intercontinental title, but I don't even think that's that close of view for him.
You're in a stacked Monday Night Raw with Roman, and you're stacked with Rusev and all that other. You know, there's some people that might get released, and I hope it doesn't happen on Raw right now. What do we know what's going to happen with Bayley? You know, because she's been frustrated too.
Right.
You know, but I give WWE bringing up some big names, and we can't forget about the ruler
Oh
Oba
yeah,
Femi.
I mean,
Oba is so over,
yeah.
and now you beat a main eventer at WrestleMania
Yep.
and Brock, but the problem is Brock really don't do this. Brock goes into his business for himself. This time he saw something in this kid. And if you get a chance to watch the Stephen A. Smith YouTube channel, he had an interview with Paul Heyman at
Hmm.
WrestleMania time. Paul Heyman said in the interview, he has never saw a guy in Oba Femi that stands up, like basically handles himself really good on the mic.
Right.
And he said that him and Brock were very impressive with him.
Nice.
Which is when you get approval by Brock Lesnar,
Hmm.
you know your ass made it.
Yeah.
But
That's
now
for
we
sure.
have to worry about the head of the table.
Yeah, and we'll get to Oba and Roman at some point down the line. I don't know if it's going to happen this year.
No.
Uh, there was talks of potentially at SummerSlam, but I feel like that should be. It maybe you disagree, maybe you'll agree with me here, but I
Yeah.
feel like Oba Femi and Roman Reigns should be the main event of WrestleMania next year.
I do too, but the problem is, well, Roman is a guy, yeah, he's a top dog, but sometimes Roman basically says, no, he's not ready.
Right.
Oba's ready. Oba's ready. Oba's ready. He's not ready yet, but he's ready to take that time. Give Oba the Intercontinental Championship or something
Yeah.
like that.
Right. Right. Give
You
him
know,
that mid card reign.
let him get a little familiar, but with what you have to do. But man, yeah, I mean, Oba's gonna work pretty goddamn well, and
Yeah.
I feel like with that, but you can't say that what the SmackDown side is doing too is going to fucking blow people's mind.
In a good way and some in a bad way.
Yeah,
Let's get into that. SmackDown's call ups, of course, you gotta start with Fatal Influence. The statement that they made coming out there during the Charlotte Flair Alexa Bliss versus Brie Bella and Paige match and taking out not one, not two, not three, but all four of those legends at one time, huge. And then from that, you go into later on the show, JC Jane had a hell of a showing in a match with the women's champion, Rhea Ripley. Yes, Rhea technically won by disqualification because the other members of Fatal Influence got involved, but they left Rhea laying. They took out five of the top women in WWE in one night. That
yeah,
was huge.
it is, and I am happy WWE didn't split up Fatal Influence. Fallon Henley is going to do really well there. JC Jane. I just worry about what's her name?
Laney Reed.
Lady Reed, because I don't think she was in the performance in NXT that long.
No, not really.
But they saw something in her, and I feel like they're going to hit off really, really good with them going up against. When you beat Charlotte Flair in your second match,
Yeah.
that is showing you that WWE has huge plans for Fatal Influence.
Right. And
And
JC Jane, especially.
I gotta say, especially with JC, you went from toxic to attraction to own group.
Right. Huge
Man,
difference, night and day.
and both girls are no longer with the company that you were in the first group. You have truly become the Shawn Michaels of the of the group.
Right? That is true. I mean, I have to say, I do have more respect for JC Jane after I seen in part of an interview that came out. She mentioned she's been watching, she's just like you and me. She's been watching wrestling and studying tapes since she was like 6 years old. And
Yeah,
even to this day, she still is a student of the game.
yeah. And
So,
Fallon Henley, I feel like, please get away from that cowboy shit.
I know, right?
You know, but you know what? It works, and she is a Michigan. I think she's a Michigan girl.
I'm not sure if Fallon is. I don't think she is.
Yeah,
I know.
I thought they would say she's from Michigan.
I don't think so. The only one I know of that was around Michigan was Kalani Jordan went to Michigan State.
Yeah. No, but I gotta say that one's good, and then there's two more. That's that three, and then you have Ricky Saints coming up. But
Yeah,
damn, no reaction.
I know, right? Um, so here's the thing with Ricky, and I know there's others that got called up too last week, but for me, and we knew Ricky Saints was going to debut this past Friday night, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Um, but I felt like they threw him in the wrong spot. Um, they gave him the Carmelo Hayes spot, if you will, because Melo debuted when he got drafted. He showed up and had a confrontation with Cody, ended up having a match with Cody and losing to Cody. Ricky did the same. However, Carmelo Hayes, when he got drafted from NXT to SmackDown, he got a hell of a reaction from the crowd. Ricky, like you just mentioned, the crowd was flat. There was no reaction to it. The match was decent between Ricky and Cody. They had better matches in AEW, to be honest. It looked pretty sloppy at the ending, the last couple minutes of that match, really. Um, things can only go up for Ricky because we both have watched Ricky Saints for a long time, and we know Ricky Saints can do better than what we've seen in that match. He's shown it in NXT. We've seen it in AEW. I've been watching him even since he was in NWA before he went to AEW. The guy is charismatic as hell, and there's a reason people have compared him to The Rock. So I
The way
think
he
that,
dresses and the way he talks.
yeah, exactly. I think the ceiling is going to be high for Ricky. They just got to find the right spot to put him and not just throw him in there with Cody.
I don't know if this is a rumor, but is he related to Brandy?
I'm not sure either because I seen Brandy said it was going to be her husband versus her nephew, I think, yesterday on X.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if there's actually really blood or not, but I know he's always been hanging out with Cody and Brandy.
I mean, and Cody has said in interviews, I have seen you grow up. So if they're related, why is he not QB2?
I know, right? I would think he would be, but
yeah,
I don't know. I've always thought, even watching Ricky back in the NWA, that he was destined for big things. So we'll see what happens.
Of course. Least I think he got a better run in AEW, but after that, they just got tired of him. And
yeah,
you know, I'm hoping, and I know it's going to be a long shot for me. I hope they put with Powerhouse Hobbs.
That would be nice to see those two back together again at some point.
I mean, when they were a part of Team Taz,
yeah,
that was a dominant force.
Yeah, it was.
You know. But
all right,
yeah.
who else am I missing that got called up to SmackDown from NXT? I know the one. She hasn't showed up yet.
Blake Monroe.
Yeah. That the only other one?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. She is going to be a huge star on the SmackDown women's roster, but I feel like at first, anyways, they need to insert her in the U.S. women's division, U.S. title picture. Take that title off of Tacky Time, please. quicker, as soon as possible. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
We
And
know Julian can't name
and we haven't heard a peep of Jade Cargill and her group.
You're right. They haven't popped back up since WrestleMania.
Maybe they're maybe switching them over to Raw because I heard Jade wants to be on Raw.
Yeah, I heard that too. Something to do with her husband, I think, or his daughter, one or the other. That would make it easier.
Delman Young. She's engaged to him, so former Detroit Tiger outfielder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. It'll be interesting to see. Danhausen finally got one up so as to speak by Miz and Kit Wilson, but I'm not a fan. I'll bring it up, but I'm not a fan of the whole Trick Williams, Sami Zayn storyline right now. I just the gingerbread man shit is just that to me. It's shit, and there's a place and time for that in wrestling, but in my opinion, Trick and Sammy don't need it. I said this in our group chat yesterday. I 100% mean it. Get Mello and get Ilya back in that U.S. title picture stat, because what we had from those two guys, even doing the U.S. title open challenges, was so much better than the bullshit we're seeing between Sammy and Trick right now. I know they're doing a double turn between those two, but come on. There's better ways to do it than freaking gingerbread man.
We talked about this in group chat yesterday. I have been a big fan of Sammy and Trick's work.
Yeah.
But for the love of God, next week on SmackDown, you're doing a funeral for a fucking gingerbread man suit.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe next time when we do a video, I will do a funeral for my Easter Bunny suit that I have in our church that I don't wear anymore.
Maybe you should. Maybe that'll get some views.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna ask my church if I could find it. I'll lay it on my bed, take a video, and I'll play some funeral organ music. Be like, today we bury the Easter Bunny suit. He has hopped along for 2 years and all that, and he finally came to rest. And then I'll throw some jelly beans on my bed to make it look like ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Your dumbass is gone. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing? I mean, what are we doing? I mean, I thought it was funny that they called Sami Zayn the gingerbread man. But
yeah,
now,
that part was.
You know, now you're having a funeral for like, Jesus Christ, you could have had The Rock come back and say, get some donuts for a cop when they ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like, are we really going with this?
Yeah, it's stupid. And then you even have Nick Aldis telling Sammy, "Oh, people are grieving, man. You got to give them a chance."
And then you hear Wayne Barrett going, "Oh my God, Trick Williams is gonna save the gingerbread man from his assault." And then when they said, "Oh, the gingerbread man has passed away," they should have cut it right there, because you hear in the background like, "This is stupid."
Right?
I'm like, what are you doing?
It's crazy. Off of that, I mean, we got those call ups, and I'm gonna go over something else with the main roster before we talk about the NXT situation. What do you think of the whole world title pictures right now? I mean, coming out of WrestleMania, you had to think Roman and Punk probably would have had a rematch at Backlash. You would have thought Randy and Cody for sure were going to have a rematch at Backlash after Randy punted Cody if Cody was clear. But instead, we're getting Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu for the World Heavyweight Championship, which I have a feeling this is going to be something big, and that's going to be more than just those two involved. I mean, the Bloodline back together with the Usos and Roman. And I have a feeling there's going to be two people joining Jacob Fatu from what we've seen on Raw and SmackDown the last 2 weeks. It being Royce Keys that we seen last night, and I have a feeling a certain megastar will join in as well. But I could be wrong there. We'll wait and see. And then out of the blue, this caught me way out of left field last night. After Cody beat Ricky Saints, he gets attacked by Gunther, of all people. And apparently, I didn't even notice this, but apparently, and I seen the picture afterwards, earlier on in the show, you could see in the background of one of the segments backstage that Paul Heyman was talking to Nick Aldis. So perhaps this is Gunther's favor that Paul Heyman owed it. But what is your thoughts of these two world title matches going into Backlash, assuming that Cody and Gunther is going to be the WWE Championship match after what happened?
To be honest, Jacob and Roman, I like that. It's a fresh start.
Yeah.
It's a fresh start. And now that Jacob is using the Tonga grip as a move to, that's something I would never expect. They want fans to boo him, but it's not
working.
It's not working. I like that, but something either happened to Randy. I know they were saying reports during WrestleMania that he re-injured his back.
Yeah, I heard yesterday that he might not be cleared, is why they might have pivoted to Gunther.
Yeah. But I will say this as a fact, I love the idea of Gunther going over to SmackDown. And maybe, and I'm going to say this, maybe as a long shot, wins the WWE Championship. And here where I'm saying this, keeping it until August, title versus career.
Ooh. I kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
If he actually comes back for one more match and not fully retired.
Yeah, because we don't know what Gunther wants. Yeah.
Right.
Gunther wants it, and you're saying to Paul, what happened if Paul gives him what he wants, and this match is made official for Backlash?
Or Clash in Italy, if not Backlash.
Oh, yeah, whatever. I love Cody as champion, but Gunther, let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can do. He has won the world heavyweight championship. Let's see what he can do as WWE champion.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. And then maybe he's not satisfied because he is the career killer. And there are rumors that the Beast is supposed to retire at his home in Minnesota. Hometown of Minnesota. This thing, what he did at WrestleMania was just, okay, this is just to write him off, but he's not really, and all that other shit. What better way to do it is to, hey, I want somebody's career, and then he turns on Paul and says, I want Brock's career, I'll put this up. You don't really have, you can have, if you want to build Gunther up as this monster, what better way? You got rid of Goldberg.
Yeah.
You got rid of Cena. You got rid of AJ. You hit a grand slam and you take care of Brock Lesnar in his hometown.
Right.
You're a megastar. You are basically better than Roman Reigns.
Pretty much at that point, almost. But.
Yeah. But yeah, I would love to see that, but we got to see what this match is. I think Punk will get his title match eventually, and I feel like Punk stay out of the world heavyweight title shot. Go after Cody. Go after Cody.
Yeah. I feel like that's where we're heading.
Yeah. I feel like it will be fucking beautiful to see that.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a fresh start from seeing some. I wish WWE not would go with the older wrestlers. Like, give somebody else a world title shot. I like Jacob, and speaking of Jacob, WWE posted a video out of him talking to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and I made a joke. I said, "Oh shit! I hope it's not Pat McAfee."
No, I honestly think LA Knight was the one he was talking to personally.
Yeah, or I watch his YouTube channel, and he was wrestling Karrion Kross at a house show in Vegas during WrestleMania weekend. What happened if it's Zilla?
We could see something interesting if it is. But
Yeah,
I'm
but
still
yeah,
going to be here. I'm going to turn my camera off for a moment because I got to do something out in the other room. But
okay,
I'll still hear and you'll still hear me. So
okay. Yeah, I feel like I think it'll be I think it'll be great to see fresh faces, and do we see a new faction? And I swear I thought I saw did Roman and the Usos change their name to the First Family or some shit?
yeah, I heard something like that. So
No, but I do see something really good with this, going into Backlash. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the first hour of Backlash will be on ESPN um
two,
at 6 o'clock next
ESPN
Saturday.
two.
Oh, ESPN too. So yeah, next Saturday, like they did with WrestleMania.
Sorry, you're gonna hear a little noise.
No, it's all right. What you hear right now, Tony's in a boiler and ball match with
Yep.
with somebody. No, but I would love to see what they do with Jacob, because Jacob is one hell of a wrestler. I mean, damn.
Yeah, he is.
But no, I feel like we're not seeing the last of it. I just don't wish. I just wish that we get different opponents. I'm getting tired of these long ass stint with guys that are over 40.
Right. 400. No, I agree with that. So we'll see what happens coming out of it. I personally don't think Jacob's probably gonna win the title, but it still should be a really interesting match and rivalry coming out of all of this.
Yeah.
And then you brought it up, so you got to bring that up. This past Tuesday night on NXT, we saw a lot of debuts, a lot of fresh faces, if you will. Some that those of us who have watched Evolve would recognize, and some that people would recognize from other companies as well, for that matter. Because we've seen, like I said, some guys from Evolve and LFG. Can't forget LFG since they were part of that as well. The biggest name, though, as we kind of alluded to earlier, was, of course, Io Sky's fiance, Evil, showing up to give a gift, if you will, to the NXT champion, Tony D'Angelo.
Oh my God! When I saw Evil, hopefully they let him keep his name, because WWE like changing names.
Yes, they do.
And all that. Evil, I will love to see how he does in NXT. I mean, he's a former New Japan Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion. I mean, the guy is fuck. I have watched his matches online. Him and Kenny Omega. Holy shit. This guy's a workhorse.
Yeah.
I would love to see, maybe down the road, if they still keep him and Shinsuke Nakamura being a team.
Ooh, yeah, I could see that would be great.
I feel like they can make, because if you look at Evil, I hope, I know Sean will work with him really well.
Yeah.
But damn, I just wish, I feel like Evil would do good and all that. But damn, I think that'd be a great thing if he could work with Shinsuke, because right now I think Shinsuke's in catering.
Pretty much. We haven't. The only times we see him is when he's had interactions with Tama Tonga in the backstage area. So.
Yeah, I mean, and then I saw that fat boy. I don't know who the hell that was.
So that's Will Cruz, I think is how it's pronounced, but was a big name in like Progress Wrestling over in the UK.
Okay.
John Cena, of all people, knows exactly who he is and saw him on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, has high praises for this guy and says that he's going to be a top star.
I mean, he is a big man, and he did a moonsault like that. I mean, wow.
Yeah, he should have pulled his pants up, or held a belt on or something. But yeah, he was impressive.
And then we know the other guy, Mr. Maxine Dupree.
Oh,
okay, yeah. So Maxine Dupree's husband debuted on NXT. I forgot what his name was, but he debuted on NXT, and some English guy debuted as well. So NXT is flourishing. They have Tony D'Angelo as their champion, and Dark State is starting to crumble within. You have the Legacy kids, Finley's son, Ariana Grande's, Santino's daughter, and then you have, yeah, that's right. And then you have some other, Fit Finley, Charlie Dempsey, and all that. So that's good. And then, my God, Lindsay Rain. Holy shit, that girl did that fucking kick. I think she calls it the Thunder Stick. That is a move right there, and she's gonna be great. And I like her. And then I feel like what is her name? You said her name before on this show that we're doing. The girl from Evolve, the one that is going after
Kendall Gray.
Kendall Gray, she's good. Armstrong. Caitlin Armstrong, I feel like she's the next Bianca Belair.
Yeah, Kelly Armstrong, I could see that in that role.
I was worried when I saw Tuesday night, when I saw the call-in, I'm like, where the hell is Shawn Spears? Did they get rid of him?
No.
I thought they got rid of him because I only saw Izzy Dame and the other dude. I keep forgetting his name.
Man.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they got rid of Shawn Spears.
Nope. Not at all. He just wasn't out there.
And then the Vanity Project. I love them kids.
Are you being sarcastic or not? Because I actually do like Jackson Drake at least.
Oh yeah. I mean,
tag champs are good too.
I mean, they do have. I wish they didn't put the tag team titles on them so quick.
Right.
But NXT's different because now that WWE, the main roster cleared out a lot of their top talent. Man, it's going to be hard to try to stay irrelevant.
Right. But they've got a lot of people, like we said, that debuted. You mentioned Maxine Dupree's fiance. I'm drawing a blank on his name, and I shouldn't right now.
Yeah, because they gave him a new name, and I don't understand.
I should be able to remember it. I've got it written down and stuff, but I can't think of it at the moment. But he's going to be a big player, I have a feeling, going forward. And, I mean, he went right after Miles Bourne, so that tells you something that they're planning on having him go after the North American champion. The English guy that talked as well seems like he's going to be a big name player. So we'll see what happens. But a lot of big names, a lot of big changes for NXT, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good that they are doing that, and I feel like it's going to work. And Sean knows how to turn milk into butter. I mean,
Yeah.
that guy, he's going to work.
You can sit in the chicken salad.
Oh my God, yeah, he's going to make it. He's going to make it great. I feel like he could turn any. He could turn. I mean, look what he did with Miss Parker. She was not that great. Look at her now.
Yeah, Jada is pretty good.
I just wish to give her stop having her lose.
I know, right?
I mean, Kendall Gray is going to be a fucking star.
Yeah, I completely 100% agree with you. I've been watching her even in Evolve. I know you said you don't watch Evolve, but just seeing the progress she made from Evolve episode 1 to her last show that she was there. She was Evolve Women's Champion, of course, and that impressive. That woman, she's had great matches in Evolve, and she's had great matches even on NXT. I mean, she took JC Jane to the limit and almost beat her for the women's title.
Yeah. Speaking of Evolve, there's one guy that I'm looking at, and I watch him a little bit. Harlem Lewis.
Oh, yes. The next Evolve men's champion, I have a feeling.
Harlem Lewis looks like a guy that if he gets the right push, he is going to be a major player on NXT.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Who does he compare me to? Jeez. I'm trying to figure out who he compares to. I don't want to say this, but he compares me with his attitude as a Fit Finlay.
Ooh. Yeah, that makes kind of sense.
Because he is a hands down, I'll punch you in the mouth, and then I'll go into the back and drink a beer.
Yeah.
And the one that also surprised me on NXT is Shiloh Hill. That kid has come a long way.
The season 2 winner of LFG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm always looking at I don't know if he's still with the company because I've been watching LFG. Roxanne Perez's boyfriend, is he still with the company?
Who is Roxy with? I think so.
He's that Bayou boy or whatever the hell they call him.
Hold on. Let me Google it to see who exactly it is real quick. I'm pretty sure I've heard he's still with the company, but I won't swear to it.
Because on LFG, it looks like they're going to release his ass.
Yeah, Drake Moreau. Yeah, he's still in Evolve.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, there's some talent in Evolve that is good, and then you got some people in AAA that is good. I wonder if they're going to bring up Mr. Iguana because he did show up on NXT.
Right. I think he's probably going to be on NXT for quite a while.
I mean,
you mentioned the Street Profits returned on Raw after Mania, of course, too.
I got to say, we have some good talent, and then it's a new era, and how WWE always has different eras. You got the golden era. You got the next generation era, the attitude era, the ruthless aggression era. Um, let's call this the youth movement era.
Yeah, you kind of can.
Because I'm not worried about Becky or Seth or guys that are up there now that are getting their flowers, but hopefully shit will work out, and hopefully some of these. We don't know when Blake Moreau is debuting because they said she's coming soon.
Right.
So, last time they did somebody coming soon, it took them 2 years to get on the main roster.
There was a lot of jokes about it too.
Yeah. And you know who we're talking about, people. And then he didn't last 3 months in that company.
No. So to build off of you talking about NXT, and we were just saying people and we aren't giving names. Tristan Angels was the first guy we seen after Miles Bourne retained the North American Championship that came out and was talking in the crowd. He's Mr. England. That's not just a gimmick. He actually won a Mr. England like beauty contest or contest of some sort. That's where that sash comes from that he's got. I've seen a little bit of him in Evolve, but not enough to know how big he's going to be in NXT. But if they're throwing him right into the Wolves' Den, if you will, with Miles Bourne for the NXT North American title, then they must see something in him. Cam Hendricks, that is the name that you were looking for the former LFG competitor. So,
and Mr. Maxine Dupree.
Maxine Dupree, yeah. Then we had, like you mentioned, so going off the whole Evil debut, him and Tony D'Angelo's face off. Tavion Heights came out there to attack Tony after Evil left, or as Evil was leaving. I did not even realize that was Tavion Heights at first. With his dreadlocks, the little bit of dreadlocks he's got now. I was like, damn, I had to take a second look before I realized who it was.
Yeah, I didn't know who it was. I'm like, who the hell is this?
Yeah.
I'm like,
and then when they kind of did a close-up, then I was like, oh, that's Tavion Heights.
Yeah. I said, oh, they just changed his hairdo.
Yeah, pretty much. And then you had Will Cruz, or Kroos, or however it's pronounced, hit him with that moonsault, but impressive. You can't forget, of course, we got EK Prosper and Sean Legacy, two newer guys on NXT as well. When EK Prosper was supposed to team up with Dorian Von Dukes, man, that guy, he is a brick house. And I've seen his 2 matches he's had in Evolve. I would love to see the Brawling Brutes back together again and see him part of it, because I could see him and Sheamus getting along very well.
Oh my God. And who was that guy they brought up for the Speed Championship? The guy that looked like a little Spike Dudley.
You talking about EK Prosper?
Yeah, that motherfucker.
Black guy, yeah.
No, it's a white guy. A small white guy.
Oh, hold on. I gotta look to see who it was again. Oh no, you're talking about oh shit. I knew his name too. Hold on a second. I get in there. This is why I keep track of stuff.
Yeah.
No, because EK only got Dorian there. So it must have been the week before. So it was Chaz Hall. Chaz Starboy Hall.
Yeah, I swear he looks like a version of Spike Dudley.
Maybe a little bit. I could see a few different comparisons for different superstars for him. I think he's going to be a big name in Evolve and then in NXT eventually, though.
Man, I mean, we got some good prospects, and I feel like, well, except one. I'm not going to name her name because it makes no sense. If she sucked, why hire her? I mean,
yeah.
It is what it is. But man, it's gonna be a good. Oh, the Tigers won.
Yeah, they did 5-1.
Uh, yeah, but it's gonna be a good time in NXT. You hate to see some shockers leave like today. Nobody, I didn't expect a New Day, but it's gonna be
No,
a I hope it works and don't burn the WWE in the long run. But
right.
they'll just move on and be like, okay, we're just gonna get in. Now that Danhausen has a match at Backlash, who the hell's gonna be his fucking tag team partner?
Is that how you get? That how they get Obafemi onto the card?
I don't know, but if they put Joe Henry in that fucking position,
That could be an interesting team. Joe Hendry and Danhausen.
Danhausen, yeah. But I don't know who want. No offense, but who the fuck would want to team up with Danhausen? I think the guy's great. I like his character. I like I like the way he curses people and stuff because he did it with the Mets and they still suck. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I wrote on his Facebook. I said, "If you keep cursing the Mets, I will give you human money."
Right. You didn't
Yeah.
say how many human monies though.
Yeah, I didn't say how much. I will give you human money. I just don't know who would team with him.
I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Who knows? Maybe R-Truth will just think that it's that he's Damian Priest for a night and team up with him.
I don't know. I mean, who? I mean, maybe he'll go like get Psycho Clown or some shit, or
Could be hard to tell.
I don't know. But it's good. The landscape is changing, and I'm hoping this is the end of releases, but I don't know.
Hopefully. Yeah, I'm not sure either. It's like I said earlier. I think Los Garza might be next to go, unfortunately, but
And I hope they don't get rid of Lyra or Bailey.
I hope not too.
I mean, it's not Lyra's fault. It's just they just shoved her in the tag team, and it's like she's lost.
Right? Yeah,
Bailey, she hasn't been irrelevant in 3 years, which is sad.
I agree. I
You
agree.
know. Oh, by the way, when you said about Trick, I love the way he talks about his fiance. Hey, when I want that ass, she whoops
Right?
that Trick for my baby. That's on my baby. I'm like, God damn, you're talking about right on national TV that you tap that ass every time you want it.
Right. He actually mentioned her by name too, and that they're trying to hide it because I mean she did come out during a celebration speech after WrestleMania too. But
I'm so happy, you know, I'm so happy that Trick and her has basically oppressed the brass. You
right,
know how good they are, but something has to change with WWE. I feel like they're in a standstill because I always thought Triple H was in charge.
yeah,
Apparently, he's just a mouthpiece, which is sad.
right, crazy. Definitely got to see some different changes, but it is what it is. And if there's more shocking releases, I've heard that some people that have felt like they would be lifers there are even starting to doubt that now and thinking, oh, I might have to come up with another plan and another place to go at some point. So there could be some more bigger names leaving at some point in time. I hope not, but you never know. If that happens, we'll probably come back on here with a kind of an emergency show like this one, in a way, was, even though we were planning it the last couple days. But
Yeah, yeah. We try to keep you informed with stuff about WWE. Hell, even Major League Baseball. We try to keep you informed. But yeah, speaking of baseball, I know we're done with the WWE stuff. You know, baseball's been flourishing. I mean, I'm enjoying. By the way, I'm enjoying that the Red Sox and the Mets are just basically in the cellar.
The
Yankees
Sox
are.
already fired their management team, so
I mean, Yankees are playing good. You know, they're on the verge of sweeping the Orioles. Aaron Judge, and I remember I talked about this before when we had our opening day video. People were so worried that Aaron Judge is going to fall. The Yankees are like at the one game.
yeah, right.
At the one game, and the motherfucker has 12 home runs. I mean, hold on, it's Aaron Judge. Don't worry about the route the way he is and stuff. And right now New York is really flourishing. You got the Yankees playing good. The New York Knicks advance into the second, the Eastern Conference semifinal after whooping that trick in Atlanta, 140-89. I was like, holy shit! They led by 51.
Yeah.
51 points in the first two quarters, which is like, I'm like, damn, they whooped that trick. And yes, and I like to thank Danhausen for cursing. Danhausen is a part of everything.
I know, right? Well, I also you bring up basketball. You talk about that. I can't go without saying congrats to the Detroit Pistons on yesterday's game. They were trailing by like I want to say it was.
3-1.
What's that?
3-1 they were down.
Well, yes, but it's now tied at 3 apiece. But I was going to talk about specifically yesterday's game because
Yeah.
at the end of the first half, they were trailing by like 40 points, and they came back to whoop all over that other team and beat them in Game 6 to force a Game 7 tomorrow in Detroit. So
Yeah, no, I watched that game. Yeah, not a big basketball,
yeah, I'm not
not a big
either.
basketball fan, but I watched that. I'm like, damn, they were like down and out and ready to get their ass handed to them, man.
Yeah, and they only gave up like 15 points, I think, in the second half, in the
Yeah,
third and fourth quarter.
I mean, I enjoyed. I think it was really good, and I think it helped, and you go from there. I mean, I thought it was a good thing that they're winning, and I mean, everybody wished the Red Wings were, a part of stuff too.
Yeah,
But Red Wings had a good season, but they just couldn't get, they couldn't get to the promise, and they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
maybe hopefully next year. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
After
they'll be
10
fine.
years missing the playoffs.
I mean, hell, the Stanley Cup champions were not even in the playoffs this year.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you and I'll figure out when we can come on here, potentially with John, and talk about sports more so.
Yeah. We're just gonna wait until we have some time. I know we'll be on next week because we have our backlash prediction.
Yeah, we'll probably do that on Friday.
Yeah.
At some point. I don't know. We might have to do it like 7 o'clock and have a kind of short show because I think it looks like I work 10 to 6:30 next Friday. So
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a wonderful.
if John's available,
it's gonna be a wonderful week of wrestling. I mean, hopefully we know more matches for Backlash because
well, we know 3 as of right now.
yeah, hopefully we know a little more, and then it is what it is. It's coming time, and I don't know. I just there's sometimes I just wonder what the fuck's gonna go on, and you have all these stupid releases with some people I think that would go well, but
Right.
it is what it is.
Yes. And one other programming note, I will be back on either Monday or Tuesday. I haven't decided which one yet, to do a prediction show for the WTW wrestling that I watch on YouTube as well. They do have their next PLE coming up on Thursday, is when it's supposed to be. As long as things are going smooth still there, because one of the main guys from that company that I keep up with on Instagram had some issues the last few days. So I'll let you guys know if that changes. But that's planned for right now, either Monday night or Tuesday night, because I'm off those 2 days. I'll be on to do that prediction show. Then more than likely on Friday, we'll be back for our WWE Backlash prediction show. And then we'll figure out when we're going to do our Tiger Sports next episode.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah, I tried to, I'm going to say to people, I tried to figure out when to do the sports part of it because, everything changes at the last minute. But I do want to get a show in to talk about, get a little more baseball games into us and see where we're at. I'd rather do a show after Mother's Day because that's when, who's actually playing better. Hell, the Dodgers have lost 4 in a row.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, so it's like, something's happening with the Dodgers. I could do a whole segment talking to people how bad the Mets are, but they're gonna get bored of me just saying it.
Yes, we know. You're a Yankees fan through and through, and the Mets suck. Got it.
Of course. I got friends, and I can say this on the show. I got friends that are diehard Met fans. So I said, well, I got an application on my phone that if you want to switch over, and join a real team, I could send you a copy. You just got to sign it off. But there's a $30 fee and a 30-day wait for me to approve it.
Right.
And plus, we have to sit down for a 2.5-hour conference call on Zoom to make sure you know the history of the New York Yankees.
Well, damn.
and listen, you can't use your phone to know who these players are. If you don't know them by now, motherfucker, you're not a part of this great franchise. Are you that dumb? You don't know who Babe Ruth is? He's a fat man that ate hot dogs and hit 714 home runs. What the fuck's your problem? I think we're gonna have a great time. I know Tony's gonna be doing his own shit for his friends promote. Is it your friend or you just watch it?
Yeah, it's a friend too, but
yeah, I haven't heard Hayden, how's he doing? How's his promotion doing?
Seems to be doing all right. I haven't really talked to him a whole lot. We need to get back in contact and do stuff there.
Yeah, we gotta see if he wants us to do a show and all that to promote. I know he had some Triple Mania, Triple Mania, Glamour Mania, something with Mania.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his next big show is. So off the top of my head, I wasn't looking for that.
Yeah,
stuff.
See if you get back and see if he wants us to do something. Man. We've all been busy. He's trying to keep a promotion up in this economy. With trying with the travel and gas prices, I give him all best of luck, trying to keep everything all intact with the economy, man. It's It's hurting everybody.
It sure is.
But thank you again, everybody, for watching us, and we appreciate everything you do. And for God's sakes, ladies and gentlemen, please leave a goddamn comment and all that, and talk about what you think about all the releases. Hell, you can even talk about what type of shampoo you use when you take a shower. I don't give a shit. Just leave a damn comment.
Right.
Like, subscribe. Saying that Tony has beautiful eyes and he has beautiful glasses. He'll take anything, goddammit.
Well. But anyway, before you fully close it out, I do want to thank our sponsors again, Philanthropy, that you see the QR code up top there. Go to that, click on the QR code, and go to their Facebook page. Check them out. And also to our first ever sponsor, Funky Punk. Thank you again, Marlon, for that. We appreciate everything you've done for us. I believe you said there was at least one person that has gone in and used our 5% discount as well.
Yes, it is. And she got more wrestling tapes. So
nice.
She has the Austin WrestleMania 14 VHS with Austin, Tyson, and Shawn Michaels on the cover.
Nice.
And it's completed. So it's like, oh my. And she plays movies on it. So she has an old TV VCR that she plays it. She has good movies. She has action figures. She even has posters that you can buy. She has a Hollywood Hulk Hogan poster.
Nice. You and I gotta talk. I got something in mind that I want to talk to you about off the air when we get done with.
Yeah, you got to go in there, say our name, and maybe I will appear.
Okay, Joe Hendry.
I know. I want to do that. I want to do that one time. Have somebody come in like, yeah, I saw Tiger Talk Wrestling with Eddie and she like, who you said? Eddie, and be like, say his name and he appears. I believe in Ed Jankowski. I'll be like, yes, you talking about me? Oh my God, it's you. It's just my mindset being like, that'd be great if I just pop in with that blue ass shirt and be like,
hey, the Street Profits told him this week, you got to change up that shirt. You're not on the blue brand, you're on the red brand.
Yeah. I mean, get him a red shirt. Like, come on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but no, we thank our sponsors for everything that they appreciate what we do for them. And, we just do it because, local businesses and, Tony, you know this. If it's a mom and pop place around here, it doesn't stay open that long. You know, and it sucks because they are nice people that just trying to get by and nobody wants to go out in the winter. Like if you go out to the winter to go to a bar, for God's sakes, you go out and buy some good stuff from local people. Like, come on. But thank you to my friends. I appreciate that you sponsor us. And again, no money being exchanged, just good old word of mouth. I just want to say thank you to both of them for their constant support of this channel and all the channels we do. I didn't tell Tony this, and it's gonna be a joke. I didn't tell Tony that maybe we'll have a third channel be like an OnlyFans.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, if you want that naughty stuff, we'll do that naughty stuff,
It just won't be on YouTube.
No. We'll go on OnlyFans and we'll have like a calendar of us going. But no, thank you so much, guys, and I appreciate everything you guys done for us.
Yes, we both do. With that pretty much wraps up our show. We will see you guys again later this week, like we said, I'll be back on for my WTW prediction show, and then we will be back here more than likely Friday night for our Backlash prediction show. And we thank you guys for tuning in, whether you're watching live or you watch later. We appreciate it. For Eddie, I am Tony. This has been Tiger Talks Wrestling. We'll catch you guys later this week. Have a good night.